Hey everybody, Crummels here, and this is the first episode of the Dogfight Show, a new series I want to do on about a weekly basis. So, what is it about? Well, this series will be a bit of a casual platform for me to cover all kinds of War Thunder related stuff, answer some questions from the comments or PMs, or talk about War Thunder aviation or channel topics. And all of that, of course, with some hopefully entertaining dogfight footage playing in the background, hence the name The Dogfight Show. The reason is, I am having a great time doing my maneuver guides, and I am getting some nice feedback from them. Thanks for that, by the way, I really appreciate it. But I can't do a maneuver guide every week. They need some very specific footage, especially with the more complex stuff. I also get some footage which is, I think, nice to look at, but does not fit any particular guide. So I want to do this and maybe a few other series, so I can keep getting out some War Thunder footage at least once a week. Well then, for this first episode, I want to talk a bit about a few questions I get a lot in the comments and PMs. One thing I got asked sometimes in the past is, why don't I upload entire matches, and if I plan on doing that in the future. Yes, I do think I will. Currently I am a bit handicapped in this regard by my small SSD on which I record. I simply don't have the space to record an entire match. Instead, I have to pick a few highlights, or what I think might turn into highlights of the match. But I am planning on upgrading to a bigger SSD in the near future, and then I can bring you complete matches in some form or another. I am not sure about the format that I will choose yet. Maybe I'll try some live commentary. We will see. Well, let's move on to the next topic. A large amount of comments and questions I get are about joysticks. Which one do I use? Is it worth buying one? And what do I think about the different input methods? I currently use a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, a very common mid-level stick that is more than sufficient for AB and HB matches. For FRB you might want something a bit more advanced. I think about upgrading to an X52 because it has a large independent throttle unit. That just improves immersion a bit. Other than the improved immersion, a more expensive stick won't give you much of an advantage over a mid-level one in AB and HB though. But is it worth getting one at all? Well, that depends on a few factors, of course. First of all, you can't talk about joysticks in the War Thunder build we currently have on the live server without talking about the so-called wobble problem. The wobble is an issue in the game that leads to an exaggerated instability in the flight model and makes aiming a lot harder than it should be with any control method that is not supported by the instructor. This means joysticks of course, but also controllers for example, or the mouse joy controls. As long as this problem is present in the game, I cannot recommend getting a stick, unless you want it for FRB, since it would most likely be a frustrating experience in AB and HB. However, in the last Q&A session, it was stated that the problem would be fixed with the next big update, so there is a good chance that it will be gone soon. After it is, it very much depends on your personal preference. I think all input methods, mouse aim and joystick, are viable, even in AB, which some claim is made for mouse aim only, and have their own advantages and disadvantages. which one you like better is up to you. Joysticks are of course harder to get into without prior experience. That is something you have to keep in mind if you think about getting one. It will take some time and practice to be able to aim with a similar precision to what you can do with mouse aim. However, advanced combat maneuvers will be smoother with a stick. For me personally, a stick also provides a bit more immersion. But again, it is up to everybody's own preferences. It is a game and it is about having fun. Use whatever you think will provide you with the most entertainment. I am not a big fan of it when people try to tell other people how they are supposed to play and how they are supposed to have fun with their hobby. And this is also related to the next topic. Why are my videos in AB and will I do HB and FRB videos as well? And yes, I assume I will make videos in HB and FRB mode as well. I think all three modes are great and all provide a unique experience. I have played a lot of simulations in full real over the last decade in a lot of different settings. The IL-2 games for World War II, Rise of Light for World War I, and some DCS modules for modern air combat. I always enjoyed playing them, so there is no reason not to play some HB or FRB in War Thunder eventually, but it might be a while. Currently I'm just having enormous amounts of fun with AB, and it fits my personal playing style the most. While I have a not too small amount of flight sim experience, I always considered myself to be more a gamer than a simmer, and an impatient one at that. When playing War Thunder, I like to have as many dogfights as possible, and I don't like waiting for them a lot. AB provides me with just that. I never quite understood why some people felt the need to convince others that their game mode is superior to the others. As with the control method, it is up to personal preference. If you like fast-paced action the most, play AB. If you want it to be as realistic as possible in this game, go FRB. And if you want a mix of both, play HB. Or if you like all the modes, play them all. But I would suggest, whatever mode or modes you play, do it because it is fun for you, and not because some guy on the forum said that this is what you have to play to be part of the cool kids club. That is why we have 3 different game modes to choose from. Well, this is it for this first episode of the Dogfight Show. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and maybe I see you next time.